Welcome to 101, the mini podcast project. I'm your host, Anthony Cruz, and today is Friday, February 10th, 2017. And you're probably wondering why the fuck I'm doing this for 2 days in a row. Because I want to. Fuck it. I was thinking about something all day, and I thought maybe I should talk about it on the podcast. And I'm just trying to figure out when the fuck did I get so old? Like, when did I get too old for this shit? You know, I don't know. I can't quantify it. I can't, pinpoint a day when I officially became too old for this shit. It was one of those things where you kind of reflect back on things that you used to do and now you don't do them anymore. Like, I remember, take it with the snow. I'm walking out there like I'm a fucking goddamn burglar. But there was a time when I would skate across, fearless, just skate across the ice. I could run in ice and not worry about busting my ass. I just had the balance of a freaking gazelle. Now I'm tiptoeing like I'm burgling the fucking joint. And yeah, when the hell did I get too old for that? Like, there was a time, it just in everything. Like, you could eat more. I used to eat. I would be able to work, right? And then after I was done with doing the stuff when I was doing it in the evening, I would sit down, me and my partner, and we would eat like 2 whole pies. Just scarf them down like it was nothing. With a bottle of soda each. It was just insane. Get 2 whole pies with everything on it, and just sit there, watch the evening shows, and down bottles of Pepsi. And that would be our lunch break. And now I eat fucking like 2 slices, or I'll be lucky, and I'm fucking dying. My stomach's all bloated. I'm like fucking feeling the pinch. When the hell did that happen? It'd be a time where I'd be asleep. It'd be 1 o'clock in the morning. It didn't matter what time it was. I'd be asleep. And the call would come in and say, look, get your shit, get dressed, we're going out. No problem. And the only thing I have is 2 questions. Am I taking my car or are you picking me up? That's it. Didn't matter what time I came home after that. And now all of a sudden I'm sitting on the couch at 7 o'clock talking about, I can't go nowhere because I need to keep up with my shows. I get off the couch, I got fucking pains that I can't even describe. My hip hurts. Remember there was a time when you could sleep through the whole night and not take a piss. Now I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, no, my bladder's telling me can't do that shit no more. I'm not holding into the morning. Fearless, man. Just fearless. Do whatever you want and not worry about it. Although, there's the flip side of it. The opposite. I don't know if ladies, if females go through this. But I can tell you from a guy. Hold on. So I wonder, maybe ladies. I know it's true for guys, but it was like the polar opposite. Like, when did I get too old not to give a shit about taking a shit in a public place? Like, when the fuck did that happen? I don't know about, like I said, I don't know about ladies. If they can do that shit on a whim, no matter what age they are. But for guys, that's like one of the most horrific things you could possibly do. To get caught in the bathroom taking a shit. Even worse so, getting caught by one of your friends, somebody who knows you. Like, they can see through the stall and fucking smell and identify that's you. Don't? I'm like, no. That's horrific. Guys will young dudes will hold that shit in for 8 hours. Like a man, and then come home and destroy their tub, their toilet bowl. But no, I mean, look, there was one time I went downtown to Chinatown. We all went down to Chinatown, and one of us had to take a shit and got on the subway back to the Bronx to drop a deuce. That's a level of fear of shitting in a public place as it gets. Got on the subway. We had just got there. We walked up the stairs, got to the corner of the street. This is Manhattan, mind you. And he goes, nope, I can't do this. We're like, what was going on? He goes, I gotta take a shit. I was like, all right, well, you know what? There's a McDonald's right there. You know what I'm saying? Ask for the key, go and do your business, and then we can keep going. He was like, nah, I gotta go home. Refused to take a shit right there. Traveled and held it in until he got back home. Public transportation. It wasn't a car. We took the train. Just to take a shit. That's a level of commitment to keeping your bowels in check because you don't want the ridicule of you being in the stall and somebody smelling your shit. But see, the reason why was that he was still young. He was fearful. When you get older, shit like that doesn't even become an option anymore. It's just like, nah, this gotta happen right now. You know what I'm saying? And even still, like, all right, from your teens to maybe your early 30s, as a guy, that fear of dropping a deuce in the vicinity of other human beings that is not in your home is an absolute no-no. And then you have from let's say 32 to 40 where maybe you'll take a shit in a public place, but it's got to be secluded and quiet. Because if you're in a stall and a dude walks in the middle of dropping the mother load, all of a sudden you become like a ninja, right? You get real quiet. You try not to make a move. But they know somebody's there. They could fucking smell it as soon as they walk in the room. And then you can't help it. You shift slightly, right? And your belt buckle on that goddamn tile floor makes a noise. So now you gotta clear your throat like you're doing real business in there. Oh man. And then you get to a point where you don't give a shit no more. And I think that's where I'm at now, where I don't give a fuck. My stomachs are grumbling. Something's gonna come out tumbling. I mean, not too long ago, I just had some real severe pains, and I was nowhere near home. And my quest was to find a place ASAP. I didn't care who was around. I don't care who was behind me. And I ended up going up in this laundromat, and it was, and the place was, this was mid-evening, so the place is busy as hell, and there's a bunch of people hanging out right in front of the door, and there's one of those bathrooms where you have a couple of stalls or urinals and stuff like that, so you kind of have some anonymity. No, when you go in there, it's only one stall, one bathroom, and there's a key, and if you have the key and somebody got to use the bathroom, they got to wait till your ass gets out. That's how that shit worked. And I had no shame in my game. I just trying to figure out when the fuck did I get too old for this shit. That's some crazy stuff. I find that you have to I worry because sometimes you have to capture some of that youngness that's still in you. Maybe you have to I don't know, don't forget that you're a human being. You may be getting old, you may be getting older, but there's so much life to be had. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna go fucking party rock hard every goddamn week. Going to the club and downing a couple of E's and partying until you have to go to report to work on Monday morning. But just remembering that you have to go out there and every once in a while and just claim your youth. You know, you may be older, but you're not dead. And you may be older, but you're not old. You know, you can still go out there and enjoy yourselves. You know? But just remember that that life is pretty big. Excuse me, I'm fucking choking here. You know, one thing about doing these podcasts is that, especially you're going to do a lot of talking, maybe you should have some water. Some, you know, ease the throat a little bit. And I caught bronchitis a while back. And I haven't quite been right since. They had given me a pump, one of those pumps, momentarily, just to make sure that my my air intake is steady, and you know, they give me all kinds of medication. I'm past that, but I still have this lingering cough that's just been kicking my ass every now and then, and it usually kicks in when I start to laugh. Like if something's like really funny, and it's one of those things where it's gonna be one of those where it's like gut wrenching and where you don't make a sound but you're just laughing your ass off. That's when when it really kicks in and I start coughing, and I haven't quite recovered from that. But totally worth it if you get a good laugh out of it. I'd rather you fucking split my side and I suffer through a hacking cough for that brief moment of just brilliance. Yeah, no. Because you're never too old for that shit either. What else is fucking going on? But yeah, no, I was just thinking about that. About how we get to where we at, you know, age-wise, where we just stop giving a crap. Like, yo, this is what's happening. You know, I always say to myself, nah, I'm not going to bed until I have a real meal. Next thing you know, I'm eating crackers. With some slices of cheese. Oh man, it's crazy. Like, here it is. I like to cook. I like to be in the kitchen. Not all the time, but you know, when I'm feeling creative as a creative person, you know, cooking a meal is like painting a picture. And painting a picture is like making a song. It's layers. It's all layers. It's putting all the layers together in a way that's aesthetically pleasing to the eye, or pleasing to the taste buds, or pleasing to the ears, its senses. And you know, and that's what I enjoy about cooking. It's not so much about the love for food, it's about the art you can make with the food. Maybe I'm full of shit, but I don't know. That's just a weird way of me justifying my enjoyment of cooking. And so I would go and I would buy all kinds of meats, and I'll try to make new dishes, and try not to have the same things over and over again. And if I do cook and it's more the same, and I'm Puerto Rican, it's some rice and beans and chicken or whatever like that. But I'll go and I'll make quesadillas. I'll make steaks. I'm a big fan of steaks. Steaks are one of my favorite things, and I take pride in making an awesome steak. But I'll make rice. I'll make paella. If anybody who knows that is, for those who don't know, it's a rice with a lot of seafood. You put mussels in there, shrimp, calamari, all kinds of stuff in there, and it's supposed to be really delicious. And it's just like a Spanish style, but then at the same token that I'm not gonna sit there and make that every night. As I get older, I'm like, look, I come home, I'm tired, I want to sit down, enjoy the shows, and watch and eat something quick. And you can't get no easier than a sandwich. I'm a cold cuts guy. You give me a sandwich and a beer, I'm happy as shit. Or On the flip side, if I'm gonna have cold, I'll go with a sandwich, and if I'm gonna have hot, I love hot dogs. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I got interrupted for a second. So yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna have, I'm simple. So you give me a cold beer with a sandwich, I'm happy. Or if I'm gonna go hot, then I'll have the hot dog with the beer, and I'm just as happy. That's how simple I like. I like simplicity. So yeah, I can fucking just chill back and have that shit. Matter of fact, what was it? What was it? Hebrew Nationals. They sell the dinner franks, them fucking massive hot dogs. You grill them. You grill two of them sons of guns. You get the skillets with the ridges, so it looks like it's grilled. Oh man, and you throw in the onions. You heat up the onions and the sauce, and you get those hot dog length buns, potato rolls maybe, and an ice cold beer. That's what I'm talking about. See, there's parts of getting old that ain't so bad. You just go simple, simplicity. My father is very simple, and as he got older, he got even more simple. Like by the time he left, all he had was like a duffel bag and one crate. He got rid of all his worldly possessions. He had like a stick with a little, where they tie in the fucking back with the handkerchief with the cloth, and they put whatever little things they had left in there. He walked down with a crate, and that was his chair. He moved to Puerto Rico. But yeah, when the fuck did I get too old for this shit? I really can't pinpoint a date or time or anything really. I'm, like I said, fearless. I would run everywhere. Run to catch a bus. Run to catch a train. Run to catch a cab. Just running. And now if I miss it, I'm like, oh, fuck it. I guess wherever I was supposed to be at, I'm going to be late. Yeah, that's how it is now. I ain't trying to run to catch your bus. I ain't trying to catch a train. Look, yesterday we had the snowstorm. We didn't go in. And after the snowstorm ended around like 5, 6 o'clock, I went out there and I started shoveling. And, I did pretty good. One, my car was covered, but it wasn't completely covered, especially over by the tires. But, so I shoveled around. I opened up a nice space so that when I got up in the morning, if I wanted to move the car, I can just drive right on out of the parking space. But what I didn't count for was that snow drift. When the wind takes it and pushes it to places where it shouldn't be, like underneath your car. And I didn't really take care of that. So, the evening the temperatures dropped. It got really cold and that thing iced up. So by the time I got up in the morning, the car wouldn't go anywhere. The tire spun, and I wasn't moving anywhere. And me saying I'm too old for this shit was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take a bus. I got up extra early so I can get there early to take care of some things. And with the car being stuck, that didn't happen. I could have got out and shoveled some more. The shovel was right in the trunk. But fuck that. It stays right there. Because I was already thinking ahead. That when I come home, I got to find a place to put this fucking thing. Hell no. I ain't got a parking space. I ain't got a parking lot. I don't have my own cool little alcove where I can park my own car. Nope. Not in the Bronx. You leave, you take your shit. And we don't do that shit where Boston or Chicago? It was one of them. Where they will go shovel their car out and put like a fucking chair or a traffic cone or some shit in the spot. And that lets other people know not to park in their shit. They worked hard for that spot. They shoveled it out. They did the work. They should go back and be able to put that car back where they took it out of. But here in the Bronx, they don't have that. They'll take your shit. No regrets. So, I made the conscientious decision. I was like, fuck it, I'm not driving. Took my ass on the bus. And if I missed the bus that would got me there on time, fuck it. I'll get there when I get there. Because I'm too old for this shit. And I can prove it too. I got gray hairs now. Well, the gray hairs is due to stress from work. That much I know. But I know some of it's natural. But I love my gray hair. I feel distinguished. I feel like a man's man with a little bit of gray in there. There's some wisdom in there. A little long in the tooth, you know. But yeah, that was my rant about getting too old. Cause yeah, man, trying to figure out when the fuck that happened. And throughout all this rant, I still haven't figured out when it happened. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this matter. But that's it. Thank you for listening in, and I'll see you next time on 101. Hopefully we'll have another corner podcast coming up soon. You just got to get off our asses and do it. And yeah, that's it. Just tune in next time. I promise. Well, I can't promise shit. Hopefully, tomorrow I won't do another one. But maybe I will if I feel like I got to do something about it. All right? So take care. Have a good evening. Enjoy the weekend. If I don't see you, I'll see you next week.